Mass evictions are coming in Kentucky. Governor Beshear should cancel rent payments to stop them. Nearly 1/3 of tenants in the U.S. did not pay rent in April. This is to be expected. Even before COVID-19, rent was unaffordable. In no county in the U.S. is a median price 2-bedroom apartment affordable to anyone earning the minimum wage. In Kentucky, 44.4% of renter households are cost burdened, meaning they pay more than 30% of their income for housing. In Jefferson County alone, 53,894 households are cost burdened. Even before COVID-19, Kentucky was in a housing crisis. Over 4,000 Kentuckians are homeless any given night. Lexington and Louisville have eviction rates nearly twice the national average. Black and brown Kentuckians are constantly displaced by gentrification. COVID-19 deepens the crisis. More than 22 million people in the U.S. filed for unemployment in 4 weeks' time. Housing advocates often say families are one missed paycheck from homelessness. A January 2019 report found that 4 out of 10 people in the U.S. did not have enough savings to cope with a sudden disruption in income. Now, for millions of people, that missed paycheck has come. According to the Lexington for Housing Council, the Jefferson County District Court has maxed out the number of evictions they can have for the 6 weeks after eviction proceedings resume. Nearly 100 eviction hearings are scheduled every day. This is true even in the most affordable housing. The Louisville Housing Authority, which administers public housing where rents are based on renters' income, has 105 eviction cases scheduled for one day in the first week eviction proceedings resume. All these hearings were scheduled before the Supreme Court issued a moratorium on eviction filings April 1st, and before many Kentuckians could not pay rent in April. Eviction cases are usually one-sided. Between 2005 and 2016, tenants won less than 1% of them in Lexington. Even more tenants are evicted without going to court. Kentucky has taken steps to protect tenants. Governor Beshear issued an eviction moratorium through the end of the state of emergency. The Kentucky Supreme Court halted eviction filings until July 1st. These protections, however, merely delay mass evictions.
Some have proposed rental assistance. Kentucky has received $1.72 billion through the Federal CARES Act Relief Fund.
The Homeless and Housing Coalition of Kentucky, along with 12 organizations focused on housing and homelessness, called on Governor Beshear to allocate $50 million of this for rental assistance. We support this effort. We also know that rental assistance will not be enough. Nearly 600,000 households rent in Kentucky.
If 1/3 could not pay rent in April, then nearly 200,000 Kentucky households may have needed rental assistance for April alone.
That number will increase, and the same households will struggle to pay in May and June. $50 million divided among 200,000 Kentucky households leaves each household with just $250 to cover 3 months' rent. This is inadequate in a state where median rent is more than $724 per month. We need Governor Beshear to cancel rent payments. That is the most effective way to avoid mass evictions when the state of emergency ends. A petition for rent cancellation in Kentucky amassed 20,000 signatures in just 3 days. Another petition, co-sponsored by over 30 Kentucky organizations, called for universal tenant protections. National Representative Ilhan Omar introduced a bill to cancel rent payments. Representative Omar's bill includes a landlord relief fund to protect against income loss. A recent poll shows that likely voters in the U.S. support rent cancellation by a wide margin. Thanks to Governor Beshear's foresightful actions, Kentuckians have been protected from some of the worst effects of COVID-19. Unfortunately, those same actions have cost many Kentuckians their income. So that they do not also cost Kentuckians their homes, Governor Beshear needs to again take foresightful action. Cancel rent payments now.